Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're diving into potential business opportunities for 2025.
Ooh, exciting.
Yeah, and we're using this podcast episode called The Future of Business as a kind of like our jumping off point.
Okay.
It's full of exciting ideas, but we're going a little deeper than just, listing them out.
Right.
We want to understand why these ventures could actually, succeed and why someone like you listening, why they might be, super interesting to you.
Well, it is interesting to note that these predictions,
Yeah.
they're not just like random guesses. They're based on trends we're already seeing.
Okay.
And, technology, of course, is a huge factor, but also consumer demand and just global shifts in like how we do things.
Right. So we're going to kind of look at all of that.
Yeah.
So let's start with something that I think is pretty fascinating.
Yep.
AI-driven personalization services.
Okay.
Everyone's seen, personalized shopping recommendations online.
Right.
But imagine like AI creating a fitness plan based on your DNA, or even tailoring your career path, like what you should be doing, what job you should be looking for.
Yeah, I mean, it's a huge shift
Huge.
from like those generic, one-size-fits-all experiences to hyper-personalized everything.
Everything. Yeah.
And companies are realizing that this level of personalization is key to engagement and success.
Okay, so why is that?
Well, people just respond better when it's tailored to them.
It makes sense,
It
right?
makes them feel seen and understood.
Yeah, like it's for them, not just a general, recommendation for everybody.
Exactly.
And the podcast suggests that this could even expand to like education and healthcare and beyond.
Imagine online learning that adapts to your learning style,
Oh, wow.
or healthcare plans tailored to your genetic predispositions.
Yeah.
So it's a powerful concept, and it'll be interesting to see how society's attitudes evolve alongside the technology.
Yeah, I mean, that's an interesting thought, right? Like how much personalization is too much?
It's a good question.
Okay, let's move on to another trend, sustainable packaging solutions.
Okay. I mean, we all know plastic is on its way out.
Oh, yeah,
Eco-friendly options are in.
absolutely.
Seems like every company out there is trying to find an alternative,
Right, from biodegradable wraps to reusable containers, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, but is it just about like, companies doing good, or is there like a real business opportunity here?
It's both, actually.
Okay.
Governments are starting to regulate single-use plastics more and more,
Okay.
and consumers are demanding eco-friendly options.
Yeah. Yeah, I've noticed
It
that.
creates this like powerful market force where the companies that embrace sustainability,
Yeah.
they have an edge.
They have the edge over the competition.
Exactly.
Okay.
Think about it. You could be at the forefront of this, providing solutions, attracting those customers, and maybe even getting government incentives for eco-friendly packaging.
Interesting. Okay. While we're on the topic of sustainability,
Sure.
the podcast also talks about regenerative agriculture products.
What is that? Like, what's the difference between that and just being, eco-friendly?
So regenerative agriculture, it's not just about sustainability. It's about actually restoring.
Restoring.
Yeah, restoring the health of the soil and the environment.
Okay.
It's like working with nature instead of against it.
Okay. That's interesting.
And consumers are getting more aware of how food production impacts the environment.
They are.
They want products that benefit the planet.
So are we talking about like, organic produce grown in certain ways?
That's one example, yeah.
What else? Like what other opportunities are
Oh, it goes beyond food.
there? Uh-huh.
Think about textiles, construction materials, even cosmetics.
Oh, really?
All using regenerative practices.
So that's pretty wide open then, huh?
Yeah, you could develop products, help farmers transition to these methods,
Right.
even create a certification program that guarantees, the authenticity of regenerative products.
Like a label or something.
Exactly.
Okay, that's really interesting. Okay, now for something a little more high-tech.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
The podcast talks about virtual and augmented reality experiences.
Yeah, everyone's talking about that.
Right. But is this just a buzzword, or will it actually, be mainstream by 2025?
Well, there's evidence to suggest VR and AR are going mainstream.
Okay.
The technology is getting cheaper and more accessible.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's not just for gaming anymore.
Right.
Think about virtual tourism,
Okay.
exploring destinations from your living room, or virtual real estate tours where you can walk through homes without leaving your couch.
That's pretty cool, actually.
It is. It's immersive experiences. That's the key.
Okay.
VR and AR allow us to engage with content in new ways, and that has implications for all sorts of industries.
Like what?
Well, take education, for example.
Okay.
Students could take virtual field trips to ancient Rome
Whoa, that would be amazing.
or dissect a virtual frog in biology class.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and in healthcare, surgeons can practice complex procedures in VR before operating on a real patient.
So it's not just fun and games?
It's serious stuff.
Okay, that's pretty amazing. I'm trying to think of okay, what about virtual offices for remote workers?
That's a big question right now.
Is
The
it?
pandemic changed the way we work,
Yeah.
and businesses are trying to figure out how to make remote work, work.
Yeah, how to keep the benefits, but like how to make it still feel like we're all connected.
Right, and VR could be a key part of the solution.
Okay, how?
Imagine a virtual office where you can interact with colleagues, attend meetings,
Okay.
even have those water cooler conversations.
So it feels like we're all in the same place, even though we're not.
Exactly.
Okay, so that's AI, that's virtual reality. Um, what about something a little more tangible, something we can like see and touch?
Sure.
Let's talk about electric vehicles.
Okay.
The podcast mentioned EV charging infrastructure as a big opportunity,
But
but
everyone's talking about that, right?
yeah, so what are the specific opportunities?
So you're right. Electric vehicles are everywhere,
Yeah.
but there's a bottleneck. Charging infrastructure,
Right.
and as demand explodes for electric cars,
It's going to keep growing.
so will the need for charging stations. But it's not just about installing them.
What else is there?
It's about building a whole ecosystem around them.
Okay, so give me an example.
Think about smart charging systems that optimize energy usage,
Okay.
apps that help you find available charging stations,
Yeah, yeah.
and even maintenance and repair services for those stations.
Right, so there's a lot of different things you could do.
A lot of opportunities.
Okay, so aligning with, the green future
Mm-hmm.
and being part of an industry that's exploding.
Sounds like a good combo.
It does. It does. Okay, now for something a little bit different, blockchain for supply chain transparency.
Blockchain, everyone thinks crypto,
Yeah.
but it's so much more than that.
Okay, so what about supply chains? How does that work?
Well, consumers want transparency.
Mm-hmm.
They want to know where their products come from.
They want to know what they're buying, where it's from, how it's made.
Yeah. And if it was ethically sourced,
Yeah.
blockchain lets you track products in real time.
Okay.
It creates this permanent record of their journey.
Okay.
Imagine scanning a QR code on a coffee bag
Okay.
and seeing his whole journey from the farm to the store.
Wow.
You could even see if the farmers were paid fairly
How
and if
about
they use sustainable practices.
so that gives consumers confidence in what they're buying.
Exactly. It builds trust.
That's cool. I mean, I've heard about blockchain, but I never really understood like the real world applications of it.
There are a ton.
Okay, and this could be used for, food, luxury goods, anything where that the origin is important.
Absolutely. Imagine tracing the origin of your food or verifying the authenticity of a designer handbag.
Wow.
It could become the gold standard for ethical sourcing.
That's amazing. Wow, we've covered a lot of ground already.
We have
And I feel like we're just scratching the surface.
just the beginning.
Yeah, before we move on to even more ideas, any final thoughts on, what we've talked about so far?
I mean, these are just a few examples.
Yeah.
There are so many exciting opportunities emerging. It's
Yeah.
about staying informed, being adaptable,
Okay.
and being willing to embrace new things.
Right.
The future's full of possibilities.
It really is.
For those who are ready.
For those who are ready to jump in,
Exactly.
this has been incredibly insightful. We'll be back soon with part 2 of our deep dive into business ideas for 2025. Welcome back to our deep dive into business ideas for 2025.
Part 2.
Part 2, we're back.
Let's do it.
Okay, so we uncovered some pretty cool opportunities, driven by tech, sustainability,
Yeah.
evolving consumer needs.
It's amazing how it's all coming together, right?
It is, it is.
Creating a whole new world for entrepreneurs.
I know, it's exciting.
It's not just about a clever idea anymore.
Right.
It's about understanding the bigger picture
Hmm.
and being ready to, ride the wave.
Yeah. Yeah, ride that wave of change.
That's what makes these predictions so interesting.
Okay.
They're not random. They're grounded in real stuff.
Right, exactly. Okay, so before we jump into new territory,
Okay.
I want to touch on personalized learning platforms again.
Yeah, that was a fascinating one.
I know, it seems like education is really ripe for disruption,
Oh, yeah.
with technology playing a key role.
Absolutely. That traditional one-size-fits-all model,
Yeah.
it's not working anymore.
It's not.
We're changing too fast.
Right.
People need to adapt.
Yeah.
Personalized learning is way more effective.
Okay, so you mentioned AI and machine learning
Yeah.
being crucial for this personalization. How will they actually shape the learning experience?
Imagine a platform that not only delivers custom content,
Okay.
but also gives you feedback in real time
Whoa.
and even suggests career paths.
Okay, based on what?
Your skills, your interests.
Okay.
AI and machine learning can do that.
So they're not just teaching you.
No.
They're also, like, guiding you.
Right? Identifying your strengths, your weaknesses, adapting to your pace.
Okay. Wow.
It's like having a personal tutor.
24/7.
Exactly.
Okay, and you mentioned this model. It's not just for traditional students.
That's a great point. Think about professional development, corporate training,
Oh, right.
even lifelong learning. It's about staying relevant in the job market.
Okay, that makes sense. Speaking of adapting to new models, let's talk about the sharing economy.
Okay.
It's already transformed transportation, accommodation.
Yeah, Uber, Airbnb, all that.
Right. So what's next?
It's expanding.
Okay.
The podcast talks about peer-to-peer rentals for everything.
Everything.
Tools, equipment, clothing, you name it.
So instead of owning everything.
You just access what you need.
Yeah, like why buy a lawnmower if you only use it once a month?
Exactly.
Okay, so is this just for physical goods or like can it work for other things
It's
too?
already happening with freelancers.
Okay.
Platforms conduct them with clients. But imagine expanding that to other professional services.
Like what?
Renting out your skills on an hourly basis.
Oh, interesting. Like consulting or coaching.
Yeah, tutoring, even handyman services, all on demand.
So people can monetize their skills?
Yeah.
And others get affordable access to services.
It's a win-win.
It is. It is. Okay, so we've got personalized learning, sharing economy. What other big trends are shaping the future?
One that's huge is health and wellness.
Okay, yeah, everyone's talking about that.
People are prioritizing it, their physical and mental well-being.
Yeah, it's not just about looking good anymore, right?
No, it's about feeling good.
It's about overall well-being.
Exactly. And that creates a massive opportunity.
Okay, how so?
Think about personalized wellness programs,
Okay.
using data and technology
Right.
to tailor plans for each person.
Okay, so not just a generic, diet plan or exercise routine.
No, it's specific to you.
So what kind of data are we talking about?
Your health data, your lifestyle, your goals.
And this program would create a plan based on all of that.
Exactly. Including nutrition, exercise, sleep guidance.
Wow, okay.
Even stress management.
That's pretty cool.
It's a holistic approach.
Yeah, it is. It is. What about mental wellness?
That's a big part of it, too.
It is. It is.
Mental wellness is a growing concern.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
Businesses offering mindfulness apps, online therapy,
Okay.
stress reduction programs, they're in high demand.
Yeah, they are.
It's about using technology to make those services accessible.
Right. More accessible and probably more affordable, too.
Exactly.
Okay, so personalized learning, sharing economy, focus on health and wellness. What else caught your eye?
One that I found really interesting is micro-fulfillment centers.
I've heard that term,
Yeah.
but I'm not totally sure what it is.
So think about the demand for fast delivery.
Oh, yeah, instant gratification.
Exactly.
People want their stuff now.
Micro-fulfillment centers are like small warehouses
Okay.
in urban areas, close to customers. They hold popular products, so businesses can fulfill orders quickly,
Like same-day delivery.
even same hour.
Wow. Okay.
It's about meeting that need for instant gratification.
And this also aligns with urbanization, right?
Yeah, more people moving to cities.
More demand for localized services.
Micro-fulfillment centers are perfectly positioned for that.
Okay, so what are the specific opportunities here? Like, how can someone get involved?
Well, you could specialize in building and operating these centers,
Okay.
providing logistics, fulfillment service.
For businesses that don't want to do it themselves.
Exactly.
Okay.
Or you could develop software, to manage inventory, optimize delivery routes.
So there's room for tech innovation here, too.
Definitely.
Okay, that's pretty cool. It's not just about speed, though.
Right?
It's about making the whole delivery experience smooth.
Seamless.
Yeah, which benefits everyone, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so a lot of these ideas seem to revolve around convenience, meeting those evolving demands of consumers.
Yeah, it's a theme.
It is. It is.
These trends are all connected,
Oh, okay.
reflecting how consumer behavior is changing.
People want personalized experiences, sustainable solutions.
And they want it now.
And I know I'm guilty of that, too.
We all are.
Okay, so we've got a lot of ground to cover still.
Let's keep going.
Yeah, what other innovator ideas did the podcast highlight?
One that was really cool is vertical farming.
I've seen pictures.
Yeah,
It's like those futuristic farms with plants stacked on top of each other,
exactly.
growing under LED lights. It's like something out of a movie.
It's cutting edge.
Yeah.
It addresses so many challenges of traditional farming.
Like what?
land scarcity,
Yeah.
water usage, pesticide use.
Right, and those are all big issues,
Huge.
especially with, concerns about food security and sustainability.
Vertical farming offers a real solution.
Okay, so what are the business opportunities here? It seems like it would be a big investment to get started.
You could specialize in building and operating these farms,
Okay.
supplying fresh produce to restaurants and supermarkets.
Yeah.
Or you could focus on the technology behind it.
Right, the hydroponics, the LED lighting, all of that.
Yeah, there's room for specialization.
Okay, that's fascinating. I mean, as the demand for locally sourced, sustainably produced food keeps growing.
Vertical farming is going to be big.
It really seems like
It's
it.
how we can use innovation to tackle global challenges.
Yeah, and create new opportunities.
Exactly.
Okay, speaking of global challenges,
Mm-hmm.
the podcast also talked about the rise of the experience economy.
Ah, yes, the experience economy.
What is that?
It's about people wanting more than just stuff.
Okay.
They want experiences,
Okay.
memories, connections.
Right, like travel or entertainment.
Exactly. It's about having a story to tell.
Not just another thing to put in your closet.
Precisely.
Okay, and how does this affect businesses?
It means businesses need to create experiences.
Not just products or services.
It's about engaging customers on a deeper level.
Okay, give me some examples.
Think escape rooms, immersive theater, personalized travel itineraries, even virtual reality experiences that take you somewhere new.
So technology is going to play a big role in this.
Oh, yeah. VR, AR, they're blurring the lines between physical and digital.
And that opens up a lot of possibilities.
Endless possibility.
Wow, okay, we've covered so much.
I know. It's a lot to take in.
We've explored so many ideas, from practical to futuristic.
And it's all driven by those same forces.
Technology, changing consumer behavior, sustainability, social impact.
It's an exciting time to be an entrepreneur.
It is. It is.
But it's important to remember that success isn't guaranteed.
Right, these are just opportunities.
Yeah, it takes hard work, vision,
And a little luck.
maybe a little luck.
Okay, so what advice would you give to someone who's, inspired by all this, but maybe feeling a little overwhelmed?
The most important thing is to do your research.
Okay, so don't just jump into the first trendy thing you see.
No, understand the market, the competition, the needs of your customers.
Okay, make sure there's a solid foundation.
Exactly.
What else?
A business plan.
Oh, yeah, that's crucial.
It's still crucial, even with all these new trends.
Okay, what problem are you solving? How is your solution unique? How will you make money?
All those fundamental questions.
Okay, so don't get lost in the excitement.
Stay grounded.
Yeah, yeah, stay grounded. What about networking? How important is that today?
Networking is essential.
It is.
Building relationships with mentors, other entrepreneurs, investors.
Yeah.
They can provide support, advice, opportunities.
So find people who can help you.
Absolutely.
Okay, what else is essential for success in this, constantly changing world?
Adaptability
Okay,
and a willingness to learn.
keep learning.
The world's changing fast. You got to keep up.
So in addition to research, planning, networking, we need curiosity
Yes.
and a willingness to embrace the unknown.
That's the spirit.
Okay, I like that. This has been a really insightful conversation.
It has.
We've explored a ton of business ideas,
From practical to futuristic.
and they all have the potential to make a difference.
That's the goal.
Yeah, to make a positive impact. We'll be back soon with the final part of our deep dive,
Okay.
where we'll explore some even broader trends shaping the future of business.
Just looking forward to it.
Until then, keep thinking about what resonates with you and what you might want to research further.
Stay curious.
Welcome back to the deep dive. In this final part,
The grand finale.
yeah, the grand finale, we're shifting gears a little bit.
Okay.
Instead of looking at specific industries, we're going to zoom out,
The bigger picture.
yeah, to those broader trends that are shaping the whole entrepreneurial landscape.
I like that.
Yeah, in 2025 and beyond.
So it's like we're looking at the map instead of individual landmarks.
Exactly.
And understanding those larger forces, it helps us see how trends come together.
Okay.
And that helps us see opportunities we might not even be thinking about yet.
Right, because things are always changing.
Always.
So we got to be adaptable. We got to be ready to innovate.
Absolutely.
So the podcast episode we've been exploring, they highlighted this one overarching theme that connects a lot of the ideas we've talked about.
Okay, I'm curious.
The rise of conscious consumerism.
Oh, interesting.
What does that actually mean, for business?
It's a big shift.
Okay.
Consumers are more aware of the impact of their choices.
Right.
They want businesses to act ethically,
Yeah.
sustainably.
It's not just about the product anymore.
No, it's about the whole package.
Yeah, you got to be a responsible company.
Exactly. Consumers are voting with their wallets.
Yeah.
They'll pay more for products that align with their values.
So businesses that, prioritize sustainability, ethical sourcing, fair labor practices, social impact,
They're going to have an advantage.
they are.
It's about showing your customers you get it. You
Yeah.
share their concerns.
Right. It's a deeper connection.
More than just a transaction.
Yeah, I like that. And this kind of ties into personalization too, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's not just about finding products you need,
Mm,
but also supporting brands that reflect your values.
exactly. You're aligning your business with what your customers care about.
Okay, but it has to be authentic, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Like the podcast emphasizes transparency.
Yeah, you can't just talk the talk.
Yeah, you got to walk the walk.
Consumers can see through BS.
They can.
They want real commitment.
Okay, so no more greenwashing.
And we're greenwashing.
Be open, be honest about your practices.
Even if you're not perfect.
Yeah, it's about building that trust.
That's what matters.
Okay, so conscious consumerism is huge.
Mm-hmm.
What other big trends are out there?
One that's getting more important is human-centered design.
Okay, what is that?
Well, tech is everywhere, right?
It is.
We need to design things that are intuitive,
Okay.
user-friendly,
Yeah.
and actually make our lives better.
Enhance the human experience.
Exactly.
Okay, so this is interesting because everyone's talking about AI, automation,
Right.
taking over jobs.
Mhm.
So could human-centered design be the key to using these technologies in a good way?
I think so.
Okay.
Technology should empower us,
Yeah.
not replace us.
Right, it should be a tool.
Exactly. We need to design systems that prioritize human well-being.
Okay, so create better work experiences.
Yeah. And the podcast mentions skills like creativity,
Okay.
critical thinking,
Yeah.
emotional intelligence.
Right. Those are all like human skills.
Uniquely human.
Okay.
Machines can't replicate that.
So we got to nurture those.
So if we want to thrive in a tech-driven world.
I like that. So it's not just about the technical skills anymore.
Right.
It's about those human skills that make us adaptable, innovative.
Emotionally intelligent.
Yeah, and this goes beyond just work, right?
Yeah. Think about the products we use,
Oh.
the cities we live in.
Right.
Human-centered design is about creating a world that works for people.
Okay, so we've got conscious consumerism, human-centered design.
Mm-hmm.
Any other major trends we should be aware of?
One that's gaining a lot of traction is the circular economy.
Okay, I've heard that term.
Yeah.
But I need a refresher.
It challenges that old take, make, dispose model.
Okay, the linear economy.
Right. It's about moving towards a system where resources are reused,
Yeah.
repurposed, recycled,
Closing the loop.
closing the loop, minimizing waste.
Yeah, and that fits perfectly with sustainability, right?
It does. It's a win-win.
Okay.
Businesses reduce their environmental impact,
Yeah.
and they attract those conscious consumers.
Who are looking for products that are good for them and the planet.
Exactly.
The podcast mentioned companies using recycled plastics for new products, developing composting systems for food waste.
It's exciting to see it in action.
It is. It's about being creative, right?
Finding value in what we used to throw away
And minimizing our impact on the environment.
while driving innovation.
Yeah, I like that. Okay, we've explored a lot of ideas, a lot of trends.
It's been a journey.
It has. It's an incredible time to be an entrepreneur.
It is.
But it can also feel, a little overwhelming.
Yeah, I get that.
What advice would you give to someone who's inspired but maybe also a little intimidated by it all?
Just take action.
Okay.
Don't let fear stop you.
Yeah.
Start small, experiment, learn as you go.
Right. Embrace the process.
The journey's just as important as the destination.
Okay. And don't be afraid to make mistakes.
Mistakes are how we learn.
Right. Right. And remember, you don't have to do it alone.
Right. Absolutely not. There are mentors,
An advisor.
incubators, accelerators.
Yeah, a whole support system.
Find your people.
Okay. Build that network. And most importantly, stay curious.
The world's always changing.
Yeah.
You got to keep learning, keep adapting.
Embrace new ideas.
That's the key.
Okay, so research, planning, networking, curiosity, and a willingness to, dive into the unknown.
That's the spirit.
I like that. So as we wrap up this deep dive into the future of business,
Yeah.
what's the one key takeaway our listeners should remember?
The future is not something that just happens.
Okay.
We create it
I like that.
by understanding these trends, embracing innovation,
Yeah.
staying true to our values.
Mm,
We can build a future that's both successful and sustainable.
that's a powerful thought. The future's in our hands.
It is.
Thank you for joining us on this depth dive into business ideas for 2025.
It's been a pleasure.
We hope you found it insightful and inspiring.
And remember the best way to predict the future
Yeah.
is to create it.
So go out there and make your mark on the world.